My guest today is Joanna Maxwell from Work in Colour. Joanna is a creative thinker, trainer, coach and writer. She runs workshops on creative thinking for the likes of the ABC and the New South Wales Department of Education and Training, and produces content for the Australian Financial Review forums on creativity, big ideas and leadership. She writes regularly on creative thinking and other issues for publications including AFR Boss, the Canberra Times and Eureka Street. Our topic today is Unstick Your Thinking. Hello, Joanna.
Hello, thank you.
Nice of you to join us. So look, it's quite a common issue, or can be, for business owners to be creatively completely stuck. So what do we do? What can we do about this?
Yes, I think it's a really familiar place for most of us. You know, we start off with a great idea or what we think is a solution to a problem. We go a certain way with it and then the ideas dry up. And we feel completely stuck,
Save us. So what can we do?
Well, I think often it's of our own making. It's what I call fenced-in thinking.
Okay.
And to me, what exemplifies this is a bird, of all things, a guinea fowl I saw in Queensland last year. I was at a B&B and the farmer lets the flock of guinea fowl out. All of them except one go scooting off around the yard and do their guinea fowl thing. This one bird was running up and down inside the fence, getting more and more hysterical. When we went over to see what we could do, the farmer explained that in fact the fence was a floating wall and the guinea fowl could have walked around at any time.
So there was no fence?
There was no end to the, there was no corner to the fence. And more than that, guinea fowls can hop over the fence, but also they can fly. So this guinea fowl was fenced in by his own thinking, and I think that's something that we all do from time to time.
I guess it is. So we're all subject to behaviour like guinea fowl.
I think we are sometimes, sad though that is to say.
And you have three tips for us, I think.
I do indeed.
Okay.
All of my tips relate to the same concept, which is trying to get a little bit of distance from the problem. There was an article in Scientific American Mind very recently that said that creative thinking goes up exponentially if you can step back and get a bit of either actual distance or psychological distance from your problem. Okay. So my three top tips are, firstly, to get out of your head and into your body. When you're really stuck with a problem, put it aside, go for a long walk, clean a cupboard, do anything,
do
bake some cakes,
different.
Do something, and something that involves the body, not the mind.
Right.
Now, I think in an office scenario, that's not always easy, but you can at least go for a stroll around the office, round the block, if you can, and come back to your desk and try and do something else for at least half an hour.
Okay, so change the energy, move it away from thinking to more physical.
Absolutely, and leave the problem to one side, just to the back burner.
I'm feeling better already. Okay. Number two.
Wait till you hear number two.
Okay.
My second one is to go and find aliens and talk to them.
Aliens, okay.
Yes. Now, I don't mean little green men. If you're being followed by little green men, I think that's a whole different problem.
That's another story for another day.
That's another story. But find people outside your field, people who see the world very differently than you do, either because they're in a different work environment or they have a different thinking style.
Children, for example?
I was about to say, in fact, that children are perfect for this because firstly, you have to translate your idea into simple language, and just the act of doing that is fantastic. But kids have such a fresh take on things. They're not weighed down with all the expertise and life experience, so you often get a really nice, fresh approach. Right. If you don't have any colleagues or kids around, you can imagine what somebody would do. You can think, how would the Dalai Lama solve this problem? How would Paris Hilton solve this problem?
So either literally or within your mind anyway, is shift away to other people, other situations.
It's a way of stepping sideways and getting a fresh take. So that's my second tip.
Lovely, all right, this is very exciting. Point three, I'm dying to hear it.
Point three is to question all your assumptions. We all make assumptions when we're putting together new ideas or trying to solve problems or projects. It's sometimes hard to step back and question your own assumptions, but if you've got a trusted ally or a colleague who can do this with you, you can unpick your project and go, okay, what am I assuming here?
So pull it apart, unpick it, go right back to the kind of basics? Is that what you're saying?
I think so. And say, what have I assumed here about the cost or about the technique or the marketplace? you know, if people hadn't broken assumptions around things like the Earth being flat, or people not being able to fly, or very recently, until very recently, there was an assumption that our brains were hardwired by the time we were 18 and could never change. And all of those have. And if people hadn't questioned those assumptions, I think the world would be a very different place.
Okay. Thank you so much, Joanna, for sharing
My
those tips.
pleasure.
If we want to find out more, I know there's a lot of more tips on your website, and the address of that is
workincolour.com.au.
workincolour.com.au.
Yeah,
Joanna, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.